Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I have come back from work tonight to realise I have my huge Beauty Bay delivery has arrived of Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So I got a bit of money for Easter and decided to put it together with my payday money and buy myself some eyeshadows to treat myself. I have been eyeing up Makeup Geek eyeshadows for the longest time, and I've been wanting to add them to my collection again for the longest time. So I haven't opened any of these boxes up yet. I thought I'd do like an unboxing haul kind of video, give you my first impressions of them and talk you through basically what ones I decided and for what reason. So if you want to see the shadows I picked up, continue to watch this video. Okay, so in my first box I'm going to open up. The first thing I ordered is a extra large Z palette. So this is a magnetized palette and I can put all of the eyeshadows I've got in here. I've also got a couple of Benefit ones I depotted because I knew that I had ordered this. So I can, if you want to see those ones, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll let you know what Benefit ones I also have. But this is basically a godsend to keeping your magnetized eyeshadows safe and secure. So all of the Makeup Geek ones do come magnetized, so you can put it straight in the Z palette and you'll have no problem keeping them compact. And this is so good to travel with. I wish I had this when I went to Devon. But let me show you what eyeshadows I purchased. So they're not packaged at all. They're literally, they were just sitting on top of this box. So I thought they might have been like bubble wrapped or something, but none of them look damaged or anything. So I'll just take them out in like no particular order. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 6 I ordered, and I also ordered this box, which has come with the other ones I ordered as well. So over the Easter bank holiday weekend, Beauty Bay had £10 off when you spent £50. So I made full advantage of that offer and decided to buy some of the eyeshadows I've been eyeing up for the longest time. So here, so these are kind of, I guess, they're all packaged in here. So these are in this like weird plasticky thingy. Yeah, so these are the other ones I've ordered. So they were in that, weird, and these are the other ones I ordered. So in total, there's quite a lot to get through. So I won't pick them up in any particular order. I'll just pick them up randomly, talk you through why I decided to add them to my collection, and I'll put together my Z palette and I'll show you guys at the end of the video what that looks like once I've put them in. This holds, I think it said 27 different eyeshadows, so I thought I'd go for the extra large one. A, because I knew that I went a little bit overboard, and also I like having extra room if I want to add more or depot some more of my other eyeshadows. I like space to put them in, so I like, the bigger the eyeshadow palette the better for me. I don't like lots of little ones, I'd rather just one big one. So I got this one, I think this was like £21 or something, but again, it feels so sturdy, so that's amazing. But let's talk about the eyeshadows. So I got all of them are in the standard eyeshadows, but I ordered one foiled one. So I'll talk about, I guess, the foiled one first, and the rest are just from their standard makeup collection. So these are £4.95 on Beauty Bay, and I know that if you're in the US and stuff you can order them direct from the Makeup Geek website, but us Brits have that problem because we have to pay the horrible customs charge. So the fact that Beauty Bay stocks them is just a godsend. So this is Showtime, and this is their foiled eyeshadow, the only one I picked up. And this is in the most gorgeous rose gold packaging ever. This is so, so nice. I love the packaging. I almost wish I could keep them in, but that'd just be ridiculous. So they come in like this, in a little black kind of sleeve, I guess. I'll take it out. Oh, you know what? I'm actually surprised by how big they are. These are definitely slightly bigger than the MAC ones, I know that for sure. And even my Benefit ones that I depotted, these are so much bigger. So this is Showtime. This just looked like a really nice brownie with burgundy tones in it as well. So I thought this would be really, really nice to either put like in my crease to warm up any kind of look, or just for like a really dramatic smoky eye. This just looks so, so intense. Okay, like the pigmentation of that is insane. Oh my gosh, look at that from like the tiniest amount. I cannot wait to play around with this. So this just looks amazing, literally amazing. So that's Showtime. Again, I went with quite neutral colours that I knew that I'd be using so much. I didn't really buy any in-your-face bright colours because it's just not me as a person. but Showtime was one of the forward ones I really wanted to have. So these were £7.95 from Beauty Bay, and they just look so crazy pigmented, like amazing. So this is Cherry Cola. I went on a complete burgundy hype, so you'll see quite a lot of burgundy shades that I added to the collection because I'm obsessed with burgundy eyes at the moment. I always say that, but never seem to have burgundy eye looks on camera. So what I'll do is I'll play around. If you guys are interested in any looks I create from them, again, just let me know. So this is Cherry Cola, and this is one of their mattes. Again, it's very like purpley burgundy. It looks much brighter on camera than it kind of is actually. It just looks really nice to smoke out a look instead of using a dark brown. So I'm going to use this instead of like a standard dark brown to see if I can intensify a look, but give it a bit of a twist really. So I'm really interested to try this out and just get practicing with my burgundy looks because I'm just like obsessed, seriously. Again, even these ones feel really super buttery. So that's what it looks there. Okay, so this does swatch a little bit differently. You can definitely tell that the foiled ones have got like a more oily base. So the matte ones, again, still insane. So the Cherry Cola is a top one here. It's insane pigmentation, and I'm sure that that's going to be the theme of all of them. But I'll let you know if any of them swatch patchy at all. But this looks amazing. So it looks quite brown in the swatch, but in some lights it looks kind of burgundy. So I like that. I like that it's very neutral and it doesn't scream like red eyes. So gorgeous, can't wait to play around with that one. Now the next one I picked up is, Homecoming. So again, this is one that many YouTubers recommend to pick up, and going on the like recommendations of other people. This is kind of how I based my order, as well as what I thought would work well with my skin tone, my hair tone. I feel like that all needs to work in relation to one another. So this is Homecoming. And again, it's another kind of brownie shade. It's much more glittery. So this is not, I wouldn't say it's not a matte one, I don't think. No, so it's got some shine to it. Yeah, so this is definitely a shiny one. So here, it swatches underneath here. What I'll do is I'll insert right now a swatch of this one alongside the colour. So it swatches beautifully. It's the most gorgeous golden finish. I love this. Again, I'm just so excited to get practicing with these, and they're just huge. The pans are huge. I'm so surprised, like seriously, I thought they'd be much smaller. I know for sure the MAC ones are smaller, and so many other companies don't make them this big. So I'm really impressed. Like, you get serious value for money with these ones. Okay, so my next one is a more pink colour. This is Confection. This is a very standard matte pink. So it looks really nice. And it's so light, which is perfect for my skin tone, because quite often brands make transition shades and they're far too dark for my skin tone, and I put them in and already it's made a really dark, intense look, and that was meant to be the transition shade. So what I like with a transition shade is for it to keep very neutral. This is going to work really well with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I will put this into the crease lightly and then build up the colour, but it just means that when you buff it out, you're not left with a really intense line. It's really soft, it's really smoked out, and this is going to be the perfect pink transition shade. I actually don't own a colour like this already, and I'm very surprised that I don't, so really excited, and I'm sure this is going to become one of my holy grail ones. Up next, this is Barcelona Beach, and I remember to and fro in between this shade because so many swatches I saw online, I couldn't, you know when you can't quite tell what the actual colour is because every swatch seems different. Obviously under different lights every swatch would look different. But this again just looks like a really nice matte brown. So this is again perfect if you're pale like me. This is going to be a nice crease colour. If you're dark in tone, then yeah, this will make a really nice transition shade, and depending on how dark you are, this could be a light transition shade or it could be used to smoke out like a dark look. So this is matte and insane. So that looks so nice. It's almost got like a satin finish. It's not completely matte, and that's nice in it reflecting the light. So it just swatches so nice. It looks amazing, and again a very versatile palette. I know I have hundreds and hundreds of neutral palettes, but the idea of building my own of colours and shades that I know that I'm going to use on like a daily basis is my idea of heaven. And this is just the most gorgeous matte satiny brown. Next up is a total like the black. So I picked up the darkest black. I don't always use black in every look, and I'm often quite scared to use very intense colours. But I thought with building my own palette, I'd quite like to have a really strong black in there, on the basis that if I do want to smoke out a look or make it more intense and I've got all my other colours with me, it would be silly to take a whole another palette out just for the fact I don't have a black. So this is it here. That is insane. That is like the blackest of blacks. Guys, like that is insania. Wow. This totally outlives the black that I have in my Naked 2. So for so long I thought that was like the best black. I thought no black could ever beat it. And this in Corrupt is quite possibly the blackest black that I own. So I'm really happy I added this to my collection. You know, if you do like a brown smoky eye, you don't have to put black all over the lid. You can just put it in the crease and buff it out with a very gentle hand. And this looks like you will need the gentlest of touches to add it on. But for me, I just think you have to have a really dark black colour. So for me, this was essential. I'm probably not going to touch it as much as my other ones, but it's always good to have in a palette. So I really wanted that one. And going with the fact I picked up a black, I had to go with a white as well. So this is in the colour White Lies. Yep, so that's a really nice matte white. So it looks really gorgeous. It does appear not even patchy, but because it's so light, the pigmentation isn't obviously as strong. But that's good if you put it in the inner corners of your eye and then you make it so it blends out, or you just put this all over the lid. You can't really go wrong with a white matte. And again, I don't really think that I own a good white matte colour. I have one from Freedom Makeup, and unfortunately I found that creased all over the lid. I wasn't very happy with it, and that was the only other white that I had. So I really wanted to add one, considering how people say they get on with this. So if you guys want a review in a couple of months' time to let you know how I'm getting on with them, if they're worth the hype, then do let me know, because I'll be more than happy to let you know how I'm getting on with them and like what my most used shades are. So this is just more of a first impressions video, and this looks really promising, so I can't wait to give this white a go. This is Petal Pusher. So this is another kind of pinky purple colour. Again, I believe this is another matte one. Yep, this is a really gorgeous matte one. So this and Confection are very similar, and I'd probably say you wouldn't need both if you were making an order, but this is ever so slightly darker, so it's another shade to be put on top to build it up. Can't wait to experiment with it. So I'm not only am I into like my burgundy eyes, but I really like the way that like purple smoky eyes look on me as well, or like just like a purple eye, because I feel like it does make my green eyes really pop more than like other shades. So really excited to give Petal Pusher a go. I love the names of these as well. You can tell like that Marlena of Makeup Geek has put so much consideration into every name. So I'm really excited to try that one. My next shade is Vintage, and this looked really interesting on the website. But one of those ones, again, I couldn't really find a swatch to define the colour. But this looks insania. So this is, again, a much darker purple. It looks really nice to put in the crease to smoke out a look. Again, obsessed with this kind of shade. So I just went really, I focused on burgundy kind of colours and purpley colours. I would say that this is really specifically would look nice if you have warm undertones, because I think it will enhance it in a really nice way. That said, I think anyone could pull this off, because if you use it instead of a brown, it will look really unique. Up next, this is one of the most hyped ones of the Makeup Geek collection, and this is the shade Shimmer Shimmer. So everyone describes this as the perfect kind of highlight shade, so you can put it in your inner corners, on your brow bone. I've actually seen quite a few tutorials where they've actually used it as a cheek highlight as well. So really had to like, this was one of the first shades that I added to the collection. Oh wow. Okay, so this is just insane. I would say it's gold with slightly pink undertones. I think it's gonna look gorgeous on every skin type, and I can see why it's hyped so much, because this is gonna look gorgeous on the inner corner under the brow bone. Again, I keep unboxing every of these shades, and I'm like, oh, those two will go so together, these two will go really nice together. So again, a very versatile one. I would say It swatches amazingly. You're going to get so much colour payoff. I would definitely recommend, if you're looking to make an order to the Makeup Geek website, have this one as your highlight shade, because it just looks amazing, and for all skin types as well. So shimmer shimmer. So up next is a shade that I didn't actually see a lot of people talk about, and I was really surprised as I saw it on their website and I was like, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. And I was looking at other people's recommendation videos and I thought, no one is mentioning this. So this is the shade Country Girl, and it's a very like burgundy undertone brown. It looks really, really nice. I can tell that this is going to be super versatile. I'd say that this is very buildable and workable on any skin types. It's quite nice to have a slightly less pigmented crease shade, because you don't want to be going in too harsh, because you can't really take away. You can build up but you can't remove. So for me, this is going to be great for those. So really, really pleased I picked it up, and I'm surprised that not a lot of people are talking about it because it looks gorgeous. So up next, so this is Frappe. This was one of many of the brown transition shades that everyone was recommending. It was between Frappe and Latte I was drawn between, but this one looked ever so slightly lighter and less intensely warm. So I really like warm eye looks. That to me, like, they're my favourite, but I don't want to be too intense where I'm just like the sun is coming from my eyes. It's like that intensely warm. So I went with this one because it's ever so slightly lighter, and even on my skin type it's gonna come across darker than it would on others with darker skin tones. So going on that basis, I picked this one up. So this looks like it's got slightly like orangey warm undertones in it. It's completely matte, so again a very, very versatile shade. But this is one I would recommend for anyone that's around NC 15 to NC 25 and you've got like warm, which basically means yellow undertones in your skin. So this is Frappe, and I definitely recommend this one. In fact, I'm so impressed with all of them. I keep saying the same things and I'm sorry, but this is insane. I've waited so long to add them to my collection. The final four. This one here is Bitten, and this was one of the shades I knew straight off I wanted. Ever since I watched the first ever recommendation video, Bitten was the one for me that stood out the most. So this is a for sure burgundy shade. For me, it was the one that I knew would just look insane in the crease, and it's literally like, it's super burgundy, but it's gorgeous. So it's got almost like purpley, pinky undertones, but just looking like a really statement burgundy shade. So for me, Bitten is going to be one of those that if you're looking to experiment a bit more with eyeshadows and like the way that burgundy eyeshadows look, Bitten is definitely... I'll damage them before I've even used them. So Bitten is the one I would recommend. It looks so gorgeous and is one of the most unique shades that I have. I haven't got this type of eyeshadow in any of my palettes, and I know I've got so many eyeshadow palettes already, but this is really nice because it's matte and it's really rich with like burgundy shades, and I can just tell that these are going to blend out so wonderfully. Now again, this is a super hyped up shade. This is Creme Brulee. This is a matte kind of like peachy caramel toned eyeshadow, so it looks really gorgeous for a transition shade as well as in the crease. If you're on like a makeup no makeup day, you put this in the crease to slightly warm up your eyes without making it look like you have makeup on, basically. Okay, so this one though, I would say does swatch much chalkier than the others, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but the shade itself, as soon as you kind of wipe away the chalky fallout, it looks gorgeous. Like for me, it's going to be a really nice crease shade on those days I don't want to go really intense, but I still want to almost contour my eyes, make them look wider without them looking insane and brown and zoom. It looks really nice. So this one has got probably the most fallout of all of them that I swatched, but it still looks really nice. I can understand why everyone loves it. Now this one I think made it into every video / blog post that I read about Makeup Geek shadows. Like I swear every single one mentioned this one. So this is Peach Smoothie. So this looks like it's going to be a much more calm version of Creme Brulee. So this looks much lighter but still has those pinky browny undertones running through it. Again, I would say it's a little bit chalky, mind, but this and creme brulee are gonna work wonderfully to just open up your eyes in a really natural way. I mean, it's insanely pigmented. It doesn't lack any pigmentation, but you do get a little bit of fallout, and you don't get that as much with the other eyeshadows, so that is something to consider. But that's not always mention that the eyeshadow is bad in quality. It just means that the pigmentation and the consistency is ever so slightly wrong, but you know, fallout you can just wipe away. It doesn't mean that it's going to ruin your makeup look or it's not going to look really, really good. It's just something to obviously consider, and something that's probably not desired, but it's not the end of the world if you do have a little bit. So this is Peach Smoothie. Again, it's going to be so nice to just put all over the lid and then intensify the look if I want to. And this is going to help blend out any eyeshadow that I add on. So that does look really, really nice, but it's a shame about the chalky texture of this one. And so the final one that I have picked up is Prom Night. For me, I picked this up on the fact that everyone said this was very much like Satin Taupe from MAC, and that's an eyeshadow I have been lusting over since I was about 15 maybe, and I first kind of noticed how great like MAC products were. I had always thought Satin Taupe is like the shade, and even in swatches I saw online, this is the closest eyeshadow I've seen to dupe it. So I'm really, really interested to try this out, and this is the one I have like the highest expectation of. Oh my god, this is literally Satin Taupe in an eyeshadow not made by MAC. This is like insania. I'm so happy. I thought I was gonna pick this up and be disappointed because it's not the one. You know, like when you're like really lusting over a high-end product and you buy a dupe and you're like, it's still not it. Well, this literally, guys, if you like the look of Satin Taupe or really like Satin Taupe and don't want to splash out on £10 for a refillable pan, buy this one for half the price. I swear to you, this is genuinely like the same shade. I swear to God, it's the same shade. It's amazing. Oh my god, like I cannot wait to wear this. This is going to be so nice in the spring and summer. It's brilliant if you have cool undertones, but also if you have like blonde hair, I think it looks really nice. But you know what? Anyone could rock any of these shades. Do not listen to anyone that says this is just for warm skin types, it's just for cool. You know, you don't need to listen to that. Experiment, try out the looks that you want to create, because I tell you what, that's when things look best on people, when they just wear it with confidence regardless. So this is one I think everyone should have, and again, if you are lusting over Satin Taupe like I was, this is it. Like, this is exactly the same freaking shade. I'm so impressed with this. Like, I honestly love it so much. I can't stop staring at the swatch. Honestly, it is so gorgeous. Like, I'm so pleased I ended on that one, because this is like ending on the most ultimate high ever. Amazing. So let me put together the Z palette now, and I will show you what that looks like in just a moment, so bear with me. Okay, so I put them all together, and this is all of the shades here in my Z palette. They look insane in here, and I actually thought it would cover up more of it, so I'm really pleased that I've got enough room to add the extra shades that I've already depotted. But ultimately I want this just filled with Makeup Geek eyeshadows, because I've heard just so many amazing things about them. But I'm going to give these a try. I didn't want to go like super OTD, because I know that's normally how I am. Like, I hate things being incomplete, but I think because it's in a Z palette and it looks like this, I quite like the idea of customization. I can, if I know that, like a specific look I want to create, I can move the shades to like a specific area. They come really in and out really easy, and the Z palette is actually surprisingly sturdy. I heard lots of people say that it felt like it wouldn't travel well and stuff like that, and I think, to be honest, this feels like the most durable eyeshadow palette that I have at the moment. So I'm really impressed with it. They look gorgeous, really nice. It looks just so professional, and that's what I like about individual pans. And I really like the fact that this is my palette. Like, no one else will have the exact same combination. And although the shades are about £5 per shade, and so it can become quite expensive, It is a nice way of creating your own looks and just having complete customization. I really recommend them. On first impressions they look insane, and I can see just why they're hyped so much. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this kind of haul first impressions video. If you want to know anything about the shades or anything like that, do let me know in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And you guys, the past couple of weeks, it's been insane. Like, I'm really appreciative to all the support I've been getting on my videos. And I know I've not been doing it for long, but it's still super scary. So when you put a video on the internet, it's like, oh God, this could be like the worst thing ever. And you guys are so amazing at welcoming me into such an amazing community. So thank you guys again. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and you can see a new video every single Sunday at 5 PM. So thank you guys for watching so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!